When you make space for God, He will reward you. When you make space for God, then God will manifest His power in Jesus' name. You know, friends, I want you to understand, you know, most of us, we grow out of love. You know, along the way, what happened is we feel so comfortable. Along the way, what happened, we get too comfortable, and now that we forget that God is the one that placed us here. But I want you to understand this morning, friends, if you believe that the plan of God for your life is to love Him, then you must make space. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You must make space for God. And when you make space for God, Bible says, when you make space for God, you will see His grace and you will see His mercy in Jesus' name. You know, now this morning, if I ask, how many times you pray God a day, some of us will say, well, Pastor, I don't remember the last time I opened my Bible. Why? Because now my priority is not for God. You know, some of us, our priority is shifted. But I'm here to tell you, friends, first, make space for God in our life. Everything, you see, now we're chasing everything. We're chasing beautiful cars, beautiful houses. But I tell you, when you put God first, money will not be option. When you put God first, Bible says, seek ye first His kingdom and His righteousness, and everything shall be added unto you for the glory of God. We must acknowledge the power of God, because I want you to understand, God now, when God have His only begotten Son, He says, I'm going to send my Son to die for you and I. Go with me to our scripture, Lamentation, chapter 3, verse 22. Verse 22 to 23. If you dare, let's say amen. Amen? Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. For His compassion never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faith. Bible says, because of the Lord, great love, we are not consumed. What I want you to understand this morning is the love of Christ. If I ask you this morning, do you feel like you're in the same position when you first started to come to Christ? And some of us, our response will be no, if we have to be honest with ourselves. Why? Because, many of us, what happened is, day by day we slip away from the presence of God. Day by day we disconnect ourselves from the presence of God. But we still asking God to do the impossible. We still asking God to bless us beyond measure. What I want you to understand, friends, when you put God first, see, Bible says, because of the Lord great love, we are consumed, for the compassion never fail. See, understand this, friends, God will never fail you when you remember the word of God, when you acknowledge the power of God. Because Bible says He sent His only Son to die for you and I. John 3:16 tells us that the Lord sent His only begotten Son. Why? Because He loved us so much. There is nothing that's too difficult for God. Even to walk by faith. I'm going to walk by faith and understand that, my God will direct my path in Jesus' name. But sometimes we fail to realize where God wants us to be. Where Jesus wants you and I to be, is to be above. But most of us, we still in the wilderness. Most of us, we still in the position that we asking God, where are you when I need you the most? But Christ and Jesus says, I am here to all who call on me. To all who call on me in truth, I am here, to those that call in my name, and I will do the impossible in Jesus' name. Sometimes we grow out of love for the things of God. We found many believers that said, well, I've been coming to church for 20, 30 years and nothing happened. But for that 20, 30 years, how you start at the beginning is not where you are now. At the beginning, you were so hyped to wake up early in the morning to make sure you are the first person in the house of God. At the beginning, you making sure that the things of God is properly done. At the beginning, you make sure that the church have everything that needed for the glory of God. But now the fact that you grow out of love for the things of God is no longer the same. I was discussing my message with a friend, a pastor friend of mine this morning. And we take marriage, for example. And he was sharing with me, he says, in the marriage, before you get married, the woman, you say, baby, I need some coffee. They say, right up, baby, it's coming. You say you need some tea. Immediately they say, well, it's coming right up. But wait after a good 5 years into marriage. After that, can you get it yourself? But now what happened is the growth outside of love is no longer the same thing. And many believers, what happened is the growth out of love for Christ. We must understand that to see the mercy of God, we must understand, to get to the position that we need, we must continue to love God. Because he said in his own word, one of the greatest commandments is to do what? Love the Lord your God with what? With your heart, with your what? Soul, with your mind, with everything. Why? Because when you love God, no man can tell you otherwise. I found believers that said, well, I love God. But if God tells them to jump, they're afraid to jump. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. If God tells us to jump, we want to jump for the glory of God. You have to understand that at the beginning I used to, fix the house of God very nicely and make sure. What happened? If you have a flower here and you never put water into it, what is going to happen? Die. Right? Some of us, the love died out. Why? Because we don't have time for the things of God anymore. Why? Because, our things become priority. We find ourselves in a position where we says, Lord, I am here and you know all things. Lord, I'm here, but if I could, I will come today. But it's because the bill have to pay, Lord. Lord, the cable bill must pay because, I love to watch TV. But it's no longer about the things of God anymore. Everything become I have to do this for myself. Then you rely in your own strength. The Bible says, according to Proverbs 3, verse 5, don't lean in your own strength, nor in your own understanding. Are you with me this morning? on your own understanding. You found so many believers that lean on their own strength. Lord, on Sunday morning, Lord, I want you to do the impossible. The moment that they left the church. I don't know if that ever happened to you. If you were in another town or another place, you don't remember anything back home anymore. But the moment that you come back, you say, oh man, I forgot I had to do this. I have to do that. Hey, you have so much things that you have to do. But I want you to understand, if you place your burden into God's hands, you don't have to worry about this situation anymore, because Bible says, I will answer your prayer in Jesus' name. So I give God my burden, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Lean not on your own strength, nor on your own understanding. Lean not on your own strength, nor on your own understanding. We must make space for God. We must make space. One thing that you and I must understand, when we make space for God, we feel renewed. When we make space for God, then our situation cannot be the same. Because now I no longer focus on the things of man, but I focus on the things of God. Sometimes we focus. Someone say, Pastor, what are you telling me this morning? Are you telling me not to go to work, not to get overtime? We can go to work. We have to. Overtime is good. But when you come in, are you still making God a priority? Do you still make God your priority? There Bible says, friends, the love of God. Go with me quickly to the book of Revelation. The love of God. Revelation chapter 2. Revelation chapter 2 verse 4. Amen. Amen. Say, yet I hold this against you. Yet I hold this against you. You have forsaken your first what? You have forsaken your first love. If we ask, you and I, we see that, the way we feel in the beginning, it's not the same way now. Why? Because we in a position where, the things of this world become more important than the things of God, and God cannot manifest as Christ needs to manifest. Why? Because we no longer focus on the things of God. Because we no longer God is able to renew us and prepare us for everything that we face. But if we're not in the presence of God, how you expect God to renew you and prepare us for everything we face in this world? Well, the Bible says in this world there will be trial, there will be tribulation. In this world there will be obstacle. If we move away from the presence of God, then God cannot prepare us to do what He's promised in Jesus' name. When we move away, I want you to understand. When you move away, if you have a daughter or a son that move away from your house, every food you're going to cook, they're not going to participate. Why? Because they're not there. When you move away from the presence of God, so Bible says He cannot renew and prepare you and I for everything that we are facing in this world. You know, sometimes we say, Lord, why you allow this to happen? Lord, why you allow me to go through this, situation and life? But understand this much, God allowed this to happen because you forsake your what? Your first love. You forsake your first love. And it was mentioned earlier today where we're talking about in the marriage. Right? Sometimes it's not the lady's fault. Why? Because the man don't open the door anymore. Sometimes it's not the man's fault because she don't want to, make tea as regular as she used to anymore. So how you expect God? How you expect God to do the impossible when you move far away from the presence of God? You and I should understand. You and I should understand the gift that God gives to you and I. Is to understand the gift that God gave to you and I. I want to take Peter for example. Peter would kill for Christ. Peter said, God, I will kill for you and no man will take you while I'm here. And Jesus said to Peter, you're going to do what? You're going to deny me. Peter in a position, he could not believe that. How can, I'm so faithful, how can God says I'm going to deny him? But God says you're going to deny me 3 times. Peter could not understand. For Peter, I will never deny Christ. For Peter, I will never move away from the presence of God because I know that God done, so far too much for me to move away from the presence of God. But when Peter faced the reality, he said, no, I don't know this God. Some of us, that's what happened when we face time in life. We look elsewhere. When we face time in life, our focus is no longer in God. And I'm disappointed. We says, well, you know what? I have to go somewhere and see what's going on. I was sharing on Friday, someone that had been coming to church, and the person told me, well, Pastor, I wanted to see my future. And I had someone read my hands. Because I want to prepare for my future. There will be no future. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You could go and let anyone that you want to read your hands. This morning we were sharing according to Jeremiah chapter 2, but we fall in chapter 1. In chapter 1, Bible says to Jeremiah, from your mother's womb, Jeremiah, I know you. So you could read your hands, but God already knows the future. Amen. Some of us, God says, well, you know what, I was gonna give you 15 days, but now it's minus. Can that person that reads your hand and tell you, I'm going to, add more days into your life? Sometimes we see, we look elsewhere because we're not, in the present first love. We forsake the first love. And we said, well, you know what? God is moving too slow. You're no longer in the same position. And I tell the person, I said, well, listen, if God decided tonight, what would tell you tomorrow you don't come? And what happened to all this planning? I said, I don't have time to come to church because I'm planning for my future. have forsaken your first love. Your first love. Your first love. Bible says, if you start from verse 1, it said, to the angel of the church, and emphasize right those, these are the word of him who hold the serpent star in his right hands and walk among the 7 golden lampstands. I want you to understand what happened when you forsake your first love. This is Jesus, right? When Jesus is speaking, he says, yet I hold this against you. I hold this against you. You have forsaken your first love. Your first love, that is Christ, you have forsaken your first love. But you want God to do everything. You want God to, bless you with this and that, but you forsake your first love. Today we have to examine our hearts. We have to examine our heart and say, Lord, I know I fall short. The second point for today is out of God's desire to be truly loved by his people. Out of God's desires to be truly loved by his people. The desire, we say we have a desire, right? When they ask you, what is your desire? Some of us, our desire is to do what? Give me an example. Anyone? Our desire is to be what?
Rich.
To be rich. Thank you. Alright? Our desire is to be what? To be rich. Some of us have the desire to be rich, and they will do anything to get to where they need to be. But God's desire is to be truly loved by his people. The desire of God is to be truly loved by his people. Bible tells us there, according to Revelations chapter 2, Bible talks about forsaking your first love. And say, yet I hold this against you. You have forsaken your first love. I want you to understand the desire of Christ. When they brought charges against Daniel, Daniel says, I will not worship any other. And the Bible says he continued to pray as he used to. If you love the Lord your God, then you will continue. If you truly love God, you will continue to follow what God is asking you to follow. So this man there, Daniel continued to worship the Lord his God. So Bible says, as they take Daniel and they throw him in the lion den. But the fact that Daniel was a man that loved God truly, was a man that would not, move away from the presence of God because of situation of life, because God was prepared Daniel for this day to come. So Bible says there, Daniel, the lion could not do anything to Daniel because, God was with Daniel. The desire is to be truly loved by his people. We are the people of God. As a child of God, we have to understand that God created you and I for you to worship. You know, some of us, we worship the things of this world. Some of us will worship, and this is why, you know, if you go to Jeremiah chapter 2, you would see where there, you know, these people that was worshiping idol, that was worshiping, you know, things that is not of God. Here's God. God said to Moses, go and tell the Pharaoh to let my people go so they can worship me, because, you know, this is my desire. You sing that song every day. You said, this is my desire, to worship, to honor. But at the end of the day, you move away from the presence of God. You no longer worship God as you said that you would. Most of us, we still worship things of this world. Most of us, we're still doing things according to our own strength, not to the strength of God. Some of us, it could be a beautiful car we worship. It could be a nice house. You know, I could have a nice house. Man, I don't want to leave this house because I don't want no one to break in. So I'm worshiping these things. But the Bible says everything under the sun is what? Vanities. It said vanities and vanities, everything under the sun are vanities. We have to understand, you know, the Father, we must worship the Creator. We must worship the one that created heaven and earth. I have to place myself in a position where to move away from the things of this world, but to follow the things of God. You know, the more that we follow the things of God, the more that we will see His glory. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The more that we follow the things of God, the more we will do what? We will see His glory. Why? Because now I follow the teaching of God. See, Jesus with such a confidence. When Pilate says, do you know that I have the power to crucify you? Jesus' response was insane. Jesus says that, could you imagine? This man is handcuffed, but respond, you will not have that power if that power wasn't given to you. Jesus acknowledged that this power given to you by God, and this power, you will not be able to have that power if God wasn't allow it to happen. You know, the things that happen to you and I, it will not happen if God does not allow it to happen. But I want you to understand, you know, you see the story that I love, the story of Job. Job lost everything. It's not because God hated Job. It's not because God wanted Job to be nothing. But God wants the power of a resurrection for Job. And the Bible says Job, God blessed him more and more abundantly. See, when we forsake our first love, Job could have forsaken his first love. But he stood fast because he believed that God is going to make ways. I'm going to close. Let's go quickly to the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 27. Luke chapter 10. Verse 27. Amen?
Amen.
The Word of God tells us, He answered, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. I want you to understand that His desire, is for you and I to love Him. It's for you and I to put Him first. It's for you and I to acknowledge God when the tough time comes. You know, sometimes we want to acknowledge God. There are some believers that say, Pastor, you know, I want to do this, but I don't know how to be consistent. I don't know how to, continue to do what God is calling me to be. I don't know how to be consistent. But I want you to understand, friends, when you love the Lord, when you love the Lord, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength, with all your mind, then at this point it's going to be the things of God before anything else. Do you ever see a mother leave his children behind? Not likely, right? Why? Because the mind, they already love this little person. They love this little person with all their soul, with all the mind, with all the strength. They always love this little soul with every breath in their body. Why? Because they believe that, well, this is mine. If you believe that this is God, is yours. If you believe that you love God with every breath in your body, then we will do what God is calling us to do for the glory and the honor of God. It's time for us to stop moving away from the presence of God, but to come back and to see His grace and His mercy in Jesus' name. We move away so far, but we say, Lord, why leave me? Why forsake me? We say, Lord, where are you when I need you the most? May I remind you of these three men of God, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. This man says, even if my God does not deliver me, I will not bow down to any God. Even if my God, let you imagine, would you say the same thing? I'm not going to bow down. I'm not going to, serve any false God. And the Bible says that these men make this statement. They cast them out. They cast them out. This man said, I will not bow down. So if you're not going to bow down to the king, so we're going to throw you in the fire. I love my God too much to forsake him. I love my God too much. All He asks of me is to love Him back. God asking you to love Him back. It's time for us, for you and I, to love God back, to, put God first, to understand that, His love, His grace, and His mercy is sufficient. And understand that when we put God first, when we do the things of God, then we will see the glory of God manifest in our life in Jesus' name. And Bible says, friend, to be finished. And Bible says the commitment, amen. There's one of the greatest one is to love the Lord your God with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. And at this point, you will see His glory. Pastor, do you believe that I love God enough? Once you love God, you run and God actually runs. You don't know where you want to run into, but you will run. You will jump. You will skip for the glory and the honor of God. Renewal of your first love. Today, this morning, He said, if you hear my voice, harden not your heart. If you hear the voice of God, harden not your heart. This morning, if you believe that you move away from the love of God, if you believe that you move away from the love of God, nothing's of God mean anything to you anymore. Come into church, it's because you just don't want to stay home, but you just come in just because. If you believe that the things of God is no longer what it used to, the same fire, the same zeal that you have, some of us, we burn out of fire, no longer the same. I want to pray for you this morning. The same love. If you want the same love, if you want to go back and continue to do what God is calling you to do, I want to pray for you. And I believe that His glory will reveal. Stand to your feet. In Jesus' name. Oh, hallelujah. If you believe this morning, if you want to surrender to Jesus, if you want to surrender, you want to go back to the first love, I want you to make your way to the front. And Jesus